Our strategic goals in light of that is to fix these 4 areas. Number 1, we hope that as we go through this program, which we are launching, this is like a launch, but this is the first year in Mutare of this kind of trainings that we are going to be doing, that we'll see an increase in the number of students choosing STEM subjects at A level and STEM careers at university. We really sincerely hope that few years to come, we will see that increase. And number 2, we hope to see an establishment of a culture of research early enough in students. We want to be able to, 5 years, 10 years from now, to be hearing young people coming up with great innovations. Tomorrow I will share with you some slides of some young Africans that are coming up with amazing innovations. But a few of them are in Zimbabwe, but it's beginning to happen. And we want to be able to see that culture actually permeating our country. And number 3, an appreciation by ordinary people, by business and policymakers of the potential within our own people to generate solutions for our own health challenge if properly supported. So we want to be able to influence the society, influence ordinary people. What will make our granny understand the value of science? You know, for some of our parents, they want us to go to school to pass so that we have a good living. Huh? For most of them, they want you to have a good life. But we want you to move away from just having a good life to being able to make the world a better place. And so we need to be able to help our community understand the importance of science, the importance of research, the importance of solving our own problems. And we also want our policymakers to do the same, to be able to see that if we invest in our young brains, in our young people, we have better value for the whole nation. So the policymakers are also in the equation. And finally, appreciation by policymakers of supporting research initiatives through enabling policies and funding. Of course, these are arguments that will also be happening at the level of our partnership with universities. But you will be saying the story on the ground, okay? While our universities are arguing at policy level. So in 2016 to 2017, NGBS is the acronym for the Next Generation of Biomedical Scientists. There was a focus on conducting what we called science camps, which were meant to inspire primary schools and secondary learners into pursuing STEM careers, and we managed to train about 112 students from 19 schools, and these were in Harare, Marsh West, Marsh East, and Marsh Central. Okay? These were just science camps. And then later, those pics there are some of the things that were happening during those science camps. Then later we said, let's expand this and make it bigger and involve the students in something deeper and more powerful. So in 2018, 2019, which is this period now, we expanded the scope of the program to include community engagement.
And this is one example. I don't know if you are familiar with this case. A Russian spy, he decided he didn't want to spy for Russia anymore and decided to go to the UK. And in the UK, he thought he was going to be very safe in the UK, but sometimes the information you know always follows you. And it was a very popular, he was poisoned with polonium-210. That is not a radioactive isotope you see anywhere. It is actually a byproduct from the nuclear industry. But for someone to realize that, first of all, I can carry this without being detected at the airport, because it was traced all the way to Russia. Like when they were now starting to trace wherever these people went, they would see that they were in this coffee place, he had tea, his cup was laced with this. They could trace it to the airport where the suspects were to say, this chemical passed through here because it's radioactive and it leaves a signature. But you can imagine it traveled all the way from Russia to the UK, not detected at the airport, not detected anywhere. And it took several weeks for people to know what this man was suffering from. Because when he got into hospital, he just had a severe case of diarrhea and, you know. And
when we took you from your classroom, it was not going to be just to be seen again with a replica of another classroom. What this presentation represents is application of what you learn in the lab.
actually coming to this place, I've actually discovered a lot of things. That there's actually more in this medical career field than just, you know, the general stuff that many people just talk about.
It actually made me to realize that there are greater things to do in life rather than basing upon a traditional careers in life like medicine, accounting, being a lawyer and everything. So,
when I heard that we're going to study DNA, I was looking forward to see the results to the experiments. For example, the experiment we had yesterday, the sickle cell disease. So I was really looking forward to use genes to look for the traits, like traits between the family members pertaining to the disease. So I really enjoyed that part.